Welcome to the Whole and Wellness Show, episode 18, High Blood Pressure Treatment, Three Things You Must Know. Now, this particular broadcast is for you if you've been recently diagnosed with high blood pressure, or even if you've had it for a number of years. Even if you've had it for a number of years, what we're going to be sharing on this video is extremely important, and you're going to find it very, very helpful to help you achieve excellent blood pressure control, which I know is what you want, right? So if you are just joining us for the very first time, this is the Whole and Wellness Show, episode 18. Usually this is a live broadcast on YouTube, but today we're doing things a little bit different because we're streaming on both platforms, both on our YouTube and on our Facebook. So if you're just joining us, let us know where you're joining from. Then you're gonna absolutely love what we're doing today. Um, if you're on our YouTube, make sure that you like this video, share as well. If you're on Facebook, make sure you like and share as well, right? And so in previous episodes, we've looked at various aspects of high blood pressure control. 2 episodes ago, we looked at even sugar control, how you can tame your sugar addiction or sugar monster. We had a guest talk about that with us. On previous episodes, we've looked at sleep, how to improve your sleep naturally. We had a physiotherapist come and share that with us as well. So I'm going to link all these videos for you to watch. If you're you're on Facebook, we're going to leave you the links to be able to access all the previous trainings that we've done all these for. But whatever the case, great to have you. My name is Chibwamam Ilichukwu from chibwamamilichukwu.com. I'm a pharmacist and health transformation coach, and I work with you to lower your blood pressure naturally so you don't have to rely on drugs every day to do that for you or endure the adverse effects of these drugs or the disease, right? So what we're going to be sharing today is going to be absolutely help you, right? So there are three things that you must know if you've ever been diagnosed of high BP, right? So let's go straight to number one. Now, the number one thing that you must know is that your ultimate goal is to always have your blood pressure within the normal range. Now, this is very important because most people miss this. You think it's just okay if I don't feel like, I've met people who tell me that if I don't have a headache, it means I'm okay. If it's high, I'll know. You're relying on symptoms to be a pointer to what to do and what not to do. Well, that may not work, but the real thing is, however means you're able to achieve that, just know that once your BP is within the normal range, you are fine. But if it is not, and when we say normal range, if it's below 140 over 90 millimeters of mercury, then you are fine for the most part. Now, the bad thing or the danger with high blood pressure is when it is uncontrolled. That is why high BP remains the number one killer disease all over the world, right? So it remains the number one killer disease because many people leave it uncontrolled. Many people don't check. You're not checking, you don't know what's going on in your system, or maybe somehow you allow it to go high. So I had a woman share with me that when she got diagnosed the first time, around childbirth, and then she realized that she started feeling better. So she took her drugs for about a month and she started feeling better, and she said, okay, you know what, I'm fine. But that didn't go well because 2 years later, she just left it. 2 years later, she had an emergency. She was rushed to the hospital, and that was where they found that her BP was so high. And so that was when the whole problem started. And by the grace of God, he stabilized her, and then they realized. So what happened? What happened was it wasn't controlled. It wasn't within the normal range. So you always want to make sure that your BP is always within the normal range. Now, we don't really like let me be honest with you, we don't really care how you go about it, right? So even if you go about it with your drugs, if you go about it, with lifestyle modifications, if you go about it using natural strategies like we recommend, we don't really care. What we care about is if it's within the normal range, it means that your organs will be getting the blood supply to them at normal range. They won't have any pressure hitting them higher than they normally would be able to take. And so there won't be any issues, right? So you get that. Okay, so by the way, if you are thinking, okay, but I'm tired of my jobs, we'll get to that. Maybe we'll talk about that in number 3, right? But there is a webinar that we did, a full webinar where we went into details about the 3-step process to achieving excellent blood pressure control. 3-step process which we've used, which our clients have used, to achieve excellent control, right? I'm going to link that in the description of this video so you can also watch that. It's a full training that we did, so you can watch that and understand how you can also do that naturally for yourself, right? So number 2 thing that you must know is that it is your duty to achieve excellent blood pressure control for yourself. Like, you are doing it for yourself by yourself. And I need to stress this because most times people think it's okay, it's my doctor's duty, it's my pharmacist's duty, it's maybe my parents or my spouse. You know, there is this tendency for, for one to just think, oh, well, it's just one of those things. And if you think that way, that's where the risk usually comes in, when one is tempted to think, well, it's my doctor's duty. Ultimately, it's your duty to yourself. It's my duty to myself, right? To be able to enjoy my life in super health. And I need to, I'm a pharmacist, and when people, even if people come to me and say, okay, this is what's happening, I would always say, what do you really want? Right? So it's your duty to yourself to make sure that you don't put yourself in risk, or at risk or in harm's way, by allowing your BP go so high uncontrolled, and then you have an issue. I had someone share with me that she was scared because of her kids. She wanted to be there for her kids, but you know she didn't know what to do. And the truth is, it's your duty. And what this means is, even if it's your drugs you're taking, it's your duty. It's your duty to make sure that your BP is always within the normal range, right? But you know that we recommend natural strategies, and not just, we don't say toss your medicines, but we say natural strategies to help you achieve excellent control. And once you're able to achieve excellent control, you would see that it starts to get better, right? It starts to get better, right? Let me also add this part that that's actually number 3. Number 3 thing is that it is a lifelong commitment. Maybe you've already heard that from your doctor. They've already told you it's a lifelong commitment. But it's a lifelong commitment to ensuring that you are in your best life in super health. So it's actually linked to number 2. So it's a lifelong commitment because most times, if you leave your BP unattended, if you leave it, if you don't do anything about it, usually there's only one way it goes. I explained this to one of our ladies that was on our strategy session last week, and I said, that there's a reason that high blood pressure is called a chronic disease. It's because it only gets worse. So if you don't do anything about it, there's only one direction that it goes. It only gets worse, meaning it only gets worse, right? So that's why maybe when you started out on 5 milligrams of a particular drug. After maybe 2 days, they say, oh, after like maybe 2 years, they say, oh, it's like, madam, it's like this thing is not being controlled well. Let's add another drug, or let's increase the dose. What do you think is going on when they have to increase the dose? It is getting worse. So it only gets worse. Okay, I had a woman tell me she has been on up to 5 different drugs. So when they increase the drug, or maybe when she starts to use one, she might start to feel chest pain. Oh, let's change it to this one. Let's increase this one. Oh, let's add another drug. We had a woman come to us. She was on 3 different medications, yet her BP was about 161 over 100 millimeters of mercury. What do you think was going on? It was only getting worse. Now, I'm not saying this to scare you, but I'm saying this to empower you, because this is what is missing in, between you and maybe your healthcare professional, in the sense that you're not empowered with knowing what is happening in your body and taking the right, whatever you decide is right decisions for you, right? So now that you realize that it only gets worse if you do nothing about it. Now, we are not saying We're not saying, oh, trust everything you ever know. We are saying do something about not letting it get worse. And what we recommend to make sure that it doesn't get worse, to first of all stop it from getting worse, is to use a natural strategy, which we call the SAM strategy, subtract, add, modify strategy. Now, what that means is that at the same time, you're subtracting the things that are worsening the BP. You are adding things that will reduce it while modifying things you're currently doing that may not support your BP control. It's that easy, right? That's all we're recommending. That's what we're helping you achieve when we say we help you achieve your best life in super health. So, guys, we also have a video where we talked about that in more details. It's within our YouTube channel. I'm going to link that here for you to go through and really see what we mean. But if you want to learn more about how to do these things, we have a free webinar where we went into details about the 3-step process, just 3 steps that you have to go through to naturally control your blood pressure so that it doesn't get worse, so that you are responsible for it getting better, for stopping it from getting worse, and so that you're able to achieve excellent control always within the normal range. So whenever you check, you see that it's not too high. You're not scared to check. You are confident to check. Oh, let's see how well I've done this week with my BP control. Would you love that? So let me know in the comments if you found these 3 tips helpful. If you found it empowering, let me know in the comments. And if you found it, if you have any questions around this, make sure you leave those in the comments for us as well. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, share, and tag people you know who are gonna need this. And we're gonna see you in the next episode of the Whole and Wellness Show, sharing with you how to enjoy your best life in super health, control your blood pressure naturally. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you sign up for that free webinar where we take you through every single step of ensuring excellent blood pressure control naturally. And by the way, we have something that's coming up, which will be the BP Freedom Workshop. More on that in the jiffy. Within our next show, we're going to be giving you all the full days, and that's actually one of the easiest ways that you can work with us. It's not free, but it's really, really low cost, and it's something that is a no-brainer for you. I look forward to seeing you. So, guys, thank you for watching. Be blessed.